Yeah, yo, it's Thursday night. Time to hit the grind. Pasta Z, turn your lid. Always keeping it refined. Tomorrow's in the mix. Gotta bring the heat. We're hosting real talk, man. Can't be beat. State, local, national news on the scene. Breaking it down, we know what you mean. Hot topics flowing like we're in a dream. Tune in at 6, let's hear the teams beam. Real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Yeah, real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Pasta's is wisdom, he's leading the pack, bringing truth to the table. Nothing we lack, Tanya Lynn's knowledge, always on point. Breaking down the stories, never disappoints. Tamara's got the flair, making waves so loud. We're real with our thoughts, standing out in the crowd. You don't wanna miss it, this ain't no fuss. Discussing what matters, it's a must for us. Real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Yeah, real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Every week we shine, every voice is heard. From politics to culture, we're spreading the word. Got a lineup of guests, bringing flavor so sweet. So listen in close, get ready to feel the beat. We breaking it down, the issues we face, discussing the real, no need for a chase. From community matters to nationwide trends. Pastor Z, Tanya, and Tamara making amends. You got questions, we got answers too. Join the real talk fam, we welcome you. Thursday at 6, don't let it slip by. Catch us live, it's the place to rely. Real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Yeah, real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. So bring your coffee, your tea in hand. Real Talk Podcast, it'll be so grand. Pastor Z, Tanya, and Tamara lay it down with every episode. Wear that crown, we're here to inspire, to spark the flame. Real Talk is the title, remember the name. Yo, it's Thursday night. Time to hit the grind. Pasta Z, turn your lid. Always keeping it refined. Tomorrow's in the mix. Gotta bring the heat. We're hosting real talk, man. Can't be beat. State, local, national news on the scene. Breaking it down, we know what you mean. Hot topics flowing like we're in a dream. Tune in at 6, let's hear the teams beam. Real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Yeah, real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Pasta's is wisdom, he's leading the pack, bringing truth to the table. Nothing we lack, Tanya Lynn's knowledge, always on point. Breaking down the stories, never disappoints. Tamara's got the flair, making waves so loud. We're real with our thoughts, standing out in the crowd. You don't wanna miss it, this ain't no fuss. Discussing what matters, it's a must for us. Real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Yeah, real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Every week we shine, every voice is heard. From politics to culture, we're spreading the word. Got a lineup of guests, bringing flavor so sweet. So listen in close, get ready to feel the beat. We breaking it down, the issues we face, discussing the real, no need for a chase. From community matters to nationwide trends. Pastor Z, Tanya, and Tamara making amends. You got questions, we got answers too. Join the real talk fam, we welcome you. Thursday at 6, don't let it slip by. Catch us live, it's the place to rely. Real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. Yeah. Yeah, real talk, we got the vibe. Every week we come alive. Special guests, we talk it out. Giving views, that's what we're about. So bring your coffee.
Real talk disclaimer. The information provided by the host on this platform is for education and awareness purposes only. All information provided on this platform is provided in good faith. We make no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, validity, and reliability of information shared by the host or show guests. The views and opinions of guests on the show do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the host of Real Talk. Under no circumstances do the host, show guests, sponsors, or affiliates assume responsibility for the actions of any viewer.
Our greatest glory is rising when we fall. So don't be discouraged, don't you be appalled. It's okay if you fall and maybe even lose your spark. Just make sure in the end you rise from the dark. It's time to rise up, time to work, and time to chase your dreams. The Lord has the final say, so your soul is redeemed. This message is to help you with your self-esteem, as faith will take you places that we have never seen.
Welcome to Real Talk. Glad to have all of you to join us on today. It's a wonderful day, beautiful day in Gadsden, Alabama. We have a special guest that's going to come on. It's going to be his first time with us right here on Real Talk. You have myself, Pastor Z. You have Tanya Lynn, and Tamara did the disappearing act. There she goes. She's back. How y'all doing on tonight?
Doing well, Pastor Z.
Wonderful.
Doing wonderful. Glad to have y'all. We took a week off on last week. I know that y'all was busy handling business, and we needed that break. And so we're glad to have all of you joining us on tonight. We have the mayor of Gadsden, Alabama, and is going to be joining us shortly. But while you're joining in, go ahead and speak to us. And while you speak to us, we're going to do our roll call as we always do right here on Real Talk in just a few minutes. So everyone go ahead and sign in and say your hellos and go ahead and tell everyone to join us right here on Real Talk. Several ways you can join us on Real Talk. You can join us actually on Facebook on Z Andre Huff page. You can join us on Tanya Latham page, Tamara page, and anyone else that share our show. You can view it on their page as well. We have a Real Talk with Pastor Z and Bishop T page. So, of course, into those pages, you can join us and check us out right here on Real Talk. We also have a YouTube page. So we ask that you will go to Real Talk with Pastor Z and Bishop T. Like and subscribe, okay? Like and subscribe. For those that don't have social media, you can join us right here on Real Talk. We ask that everyone go ahead as you join us to go ahead and speak to us. And we're going to do roll call in just a few minutes. Okay, Tamara, what have your day been like?
It was pretty. It wasn't real busy. Just kind of smooth sailing. So,
The woman of many dues. I didn't know who you was when a woman.
I was lost for a minute. I said, "What?"
Hey, she got the hairdos, though. She.
Now y'all seen me before.
I haven't.
Well, it's been a minute. You
I have.
normally wear that during the winter time. And you're working on your mare coming on in Anniston, right?
I am.
We're gonna see how much pull you got. We see Tanya Lynn was able to pull through and
I
get our mare.
will
And
see.
I don't want y'all to think we're biased in Gadsden.
Yeah.
We try to get some news from Calhoun County and Anniston as well.
I did get a chance to exchange a few words with your mayor while we were in DC last week.
See that, Pastor?
Do she know Tamara?
I didn't even think to ask her. So
I should have asked her, do she know Tamara? Then we'll know how much pull she really has. Okay, go ahead and speak, everyone. We're going to do roll call in just a few minutes. We only have a few people who have spoken. Tag somebody and tell them to join us. We're going to learn a lot about what's going on in the City of Champions. We're going to learn a lot about what's going on, and we got a lot going on in our city. So go ahead and tag someone in. We try to inform everyone on our show. I know that you may have heard the news about the new plant coming, but the mayor is going to share with us the layout. He's going to share with us when to expect this to start, the hiring process start, and how much they're going to be raising. There's a lot of things we're going to share. We got a sports complex coming to Gadsden. It's going to be similar to what Albertville has. Man, we got a lot of things going on here, and so we're excited to hear from the mayor on today. But we're going to go ahead and do our roll call, and we're going to do without music tonight. How about that? All right. Hello to Katrina Davis. Glad to have you on tonight. Miss Betty Holloway. Is that your mother?
My mother.
Okay. Listen, we don't do sign language. You can talk. Nobody's deaf on here, okay? Hello, Miss Candy Bothwell. Glad to have you on. Glad to have all of you on. Those that have chose to spoke to us, we're speaking to you. And to all of you that are joining in and our viewers, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay?
Tom.
Did he say?
Did I say what?
Don't worry. That's me and you, Tom.
Okay.
That's me and you.
Okay.
Me and you.
Did I say what?
Nothing.
Okay, first time. I'm gonna let you do it, Tanya. Tanya Lynn. I'm gonna let you bring on the mayor.
So I gotta get used to you, Tanya Lynn. I'm gonna have to do something different.
Well, I didn't pick the name.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to do something different.
I gave you Bishop T. You ain't like that, so let's move on. Move on. Yeah.
He's in
Matter of fact, I remember Mr. Ford when he did the debate. And we was talking. He said, "I like Bishop T." See, it was a good one. You decided to get rid of it.
Messed it up, didn't
I? Yeah, you did. You always
okay.
Did. Anyway, in your hands.
Okay, all right. So for the first time, and this is long overdue because we've been trying now for a minute to get the mayor of the city of Gadsden on. So for the first time, coming to Real Talk. Let's welcome the mayor of the city of Gadsden, none other than Mr. Craig Ford.
Hey, thank y'all for having me.
Hey, man, we're glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. We had planned to try to get you here in your first 100 days in office, but you know how long that's been. It's about time to go for run for election again, isn't it?
Well, I want to be a regular on the show. Yes, sir.
All right. We're glad to have you on, man. First time ever, and we welcome you here. We're excited about the things that are taking place in our city, the things that are taking place. I worked at Gulf State Steel. So in August of 2020 was my last shift that I pulled. And so 26 years later, we have something that's coming to that area, and we're excited about it.
Yes, sir. So, Mike Goodson wrote an article in 2000, Pastor Z, and by the way, War Eagle to you, brother.
War Eagle.
Boy,
Yeah, that's right. But,
Wrong side.
oh, now, Bishop, told you we don't always agree on everything. But Mike Goodson wrote an article and said that sleeping giant at the steel mill has gone to sleep, and now that sleeping giant's awoken. So, and I'll say this, Pastor Z, it was a team effort. David Hooks, and I told Bishop this the other day. I call Councilwoman Latham Bishop T, Pastor Z, so she has to take it.
Okay.
Uh, but without the council, the mayor's ineffective, and people like Bishop and the other Steve Smith and Kent Back, Chris Robinson, Jason Wilson, Dixie, we all work together, and they helped me get the incentives passed to bring in Mint. Mint is a huge company. It's the real deal. The gentleman that owns the company's out of he's number 3 on the Forbes list in China. He's worth $17 billion. He doesn't hide that, So we love having him in Gadsden. He's going to bring over 1,400 jobs after year 2. Year 3 was what we were thinking, but he said year 2, and it could be upwards of 3,000 jobs. And initially, he's going to invest 480 million in infrastructure at the steel mill. So
Wow.
I told people this all the time. There's like 30 things that had to go in line, and if any one of those things went out of order, the plant would have never happened. So I don't like the word a God thing because everything's a God thing. But this was truly the good Lord looking after Gadsden, Alabama. And I believe this sincerely. There's people praying every day for Gadsden, and God has heard their prayers.
Exactly. We do corporate prayer here, and we definitely pray for our city as well as our nation. And we appreciate everything. So we're talking about the jobs. And when do you think that everything will be ready for people to start applying for jobs and probably starting employment?
Yeah, great question, because I get asked a bunch of that all day long for the last 2 weeks, and I want people to know they're already picking a contractor right now. Jeremy from Wisconsin or Michigan is in town today, and they are picking a contractor. They narrowed it down to 2. They got an order the day of the ribbon cutting from GMC for $25 million for parts. They already had an order from Hyundai, so they have parts that have to be out by January of 2027. Their plan is to start hiring people in August of this year, training them through Gadsden State, the Workforce Development Center, and then hopefully turning them out within 90 days over at the steel mill and setting up the plant. And they're going to do a mock shift assembly plan under you probably know what I'm talking about, Pastor Z. The what's that called? Not the plate. Is it the plate mill?
Plate mill. You got the coke plant.
I think it's the plate mill. Yeah, the plate mill.
Okay.
And they're gonna improvise it right away, get it going while they're building the 2 other huge buildings. So, they're gonna manufacture out of 2 existing facilities and then build 2 new facilities. But it's to me, it's mind-boggling to see that it is happening. It's happening, and it's happening at light speed too.
Right. And you know what? I know Merle's Barbecue is excited.
Oh yeah. So is Win South Credit Union.
Exactly. But the day that the employment starts, I think it would really touch me just to stand from a distance and watch the people go in the gate.
Amen.
Because I remember, man, the times we parked in the parking lot and we was walking in the gate, and it was a lot of traffic. I'm just excited, man, because ever since the steel mill closed, I had 2 of my grandfathers that worked at my 2 grandfathers worked at the steel mill. My father worked at the steel mill. I had uncles working at the steel mill. I had a couple of brothers that worked at the steel mill. I was working at the steel mill. When the steel mill was here, everybody's pretty much, we're going to retire from here, and so when it shut down, I'm now working at Anniston Army Depot. So you imagine gas, going back and forth, I have to travel 30 minutes in order to make a decent wage when now
Amen.
you bring in a decent wage right
Yeah.
here in our front door. So that's certainly to be applauded. And
And,
I really thank you for that, for what you're
well,
doing.
listen, like I said, it's not me. It's everybody working together. David Hooks, the council, and also Montgomery, Kay Ivey helped us, the DECA chairman, through connections of me being in the legislature 20 years. I still had some friends down there. And the ADEM environmental person helped us out tremendously. And then Senator Katie Britt, she was a fantastic help and helped us we brought in millions of dollars incentives to be able to bring this company here. But I have a checklist that I go through when a company comes. David Hooks brings me, and I have to check it off. It's about 30 incentives. I took a pen and I marched straight down the whole side. And he said, "You want to give them everything?" I said, "I want to give them everything." I said, "We got to get these jobs here for these people. We need this. This is important. It's the real deal. This is the future. Is car parts and tier 1 and tier 2 plants. I'm already under 3 other NDAs of 3 other plants since this plant has located. So one's 75 jobs, one's 200 jobs, and one's 150 jobs. So, this is what happens. It just spurs off. But Alabama City and that area is about to be totally reinvented. I know it's hard to imagine, but I told Bishop the other day at council, I've been hearing for 20 years 759 was going to get extended, 759 was going to get extended, and I kept saying, "Yeah, I believe it when I see it." Well, it's happening too, and Mint is going to happen. It's happening.
Right, right.
So this is reality.
So I know Councilwoman Manatra is
Hmm.
very much excited about her district and the
Yes,
changes that's going to come there.
yeah,
You pretty much have to do something over in that area,
that's
especially
right.
when you're investing and bringing in a company that size.
Yeah.
So even when I look at what you did where the old Coliseum is at, and I know all of that is flattened right now. The
That's right.
idea and the plan
Yeah.
for that, we're excited about that. When does that project?
So that's called, if you'll help me with this, we're calling it the GAC, Gadsden Athletic Center, City of
Okay,
Champions.
okay.
And what we're doing is that's an $80 million project. So I tell people this a lot. Mayor Guyton was a good friend of mine, a good friend of yours too. One thing about Mayor Guyton in his last 4 years, he didn't do a lot. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but that was good and bad. The good is that he left us with a lot of money. So we were fiscally responsible, and he didn't do a lot because he was ill and they were fighting a rendering plant. So,
Right,
that's in the past and we're done
right.
with that. But the good thing was we're only supposed to have about 18, $20 million in undesignated funds. And when we took over, Bishop and the whole council, we had over 40 for something $1 million. So we got a new bond rating. We went to New York City, got an upgrade in our bond rating, and we came back and we could have borrowed up to $300 million on the city and still made the payment feasibly. So we created enough projects for 140 million, and I continue to hear all the time, "Hey, we don't have anything like Albertville. We don't have anything like a swim place. We don't have a gym." Back in the day when I was a legislator and you were younger, Pastor Z, we'd want to go around and build ball fields in neighborhoods. Well, those days are over. Now you want to build a massive complex. So this new facility is going to have 8 basketball courts in it. We just let the bid yesterday. We're $8 million under bid. It's starting. It's already started. The demolition, the earthworks happened, and now you'll start seeing steel in the air. But it will be done by July of 2027, completed.
Okay,
Now that thing is going to be a membership driven. It's going to be ran by a company called SFC out of Tampa, Florida, who runs the Albertville Center. So there'll be a membership. You got to pay to belong. There'll be a discount for Gadsden members. So that provided me a little heartburn, and also Steve Smith and Councilwoman Latham. We all had the same concern. What happened to the people that can't afford a membership? So that's why Bishop and Steve were emphatic that we put a pool over behind East Gadsden Community Center, which would be more like a $3 a day for the kids that
okay,
can't transport over to the west side and can't afford a membership. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I like the pool on the east side better than that because it looks like Wally World. It's got slides and all that kind of stuff, so it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. And it
okay.
brings, it's funny how we put in soil to fill in a pool, Now we're building a pool right where the pool was.
Okay, okay.
But
And
I'm
you know,
excited about
I
that.
didn't even know. I didn't know that you was had plans to put a pool in at East Gadsden. So that's
Yeah,
good to know.
yeah, yeah. So it was a concern because a lot of people can't afford $65 a month for a membership.
Right.
To be able to go to this facility. So we got to offer the same. And I'm partial to East Gadsden. I grew up in East Gadsden. You know that,
Mhm.
but East Side is a lot of the economic engine to the city of Gadsden, the commercial development. A lot of populations on the East Side. And we're fortunate to have a river, but it's a challenge as a mayor because we're divided by a river. So you got
Mhm.
to do police and fire on both sides, and getting a fire truck in a 911 situation across Megan Bridge can be problematic at times. But we're handling all that, and it's good. And Councilwoman Latham and Steve Smith told me emphatically, "Hey, you got to take care of our side like we got to do the other side."
Right. Now let me ask you a question because I think I heard you correctly on one of your when you were making the announcement on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Um, did you say we have about nine? You have about 92 projects going on
Yes, sir.
citywide.
Yes, sir. We have
Okay.
92 active projects right now. It's crazy. Heath Williamson, our city engineer, we're so fortunate to have him. The Homewood engineer had 16 projects, and he got a promotion to assistant mayor. Tomer, you need to tell your mayor this. But he's got 92 projects. He ain't been promoted, so don't tell him. But we got a lot going on. We got splash pads and communities. So it sounds good to do the $80 million project at GAC at the West Megan complex. And the people have entrusted us and Councilwoman Latham with their tax dollars. But a lot of people go, well, what good does that do for me if I live in green pastures? Where there's Hughley Park over there. We're over there right now cleaning that park up left and right, getting ready for an Easter egg hunt. That's just as important to me as the GAC. So those facilities in the neighborhoods and the communities and paving roads and the parks are just as important as that other thing. The GAC's going to provide jobs, tourism dollars, and facilities for our kids to be able to play tournaments and et cetera. But we got to take care of our neighbors too.
That's right. Do y'all have any questions for the mayor?
I don't.
I don't want to do all the talking.
Yeah, we were wondering.
I'm gonna give you about 2 minutes and I'm
Yeah, yeah.
back.
I talk to her every council.
I know
Look,
it.
I know that you were talking about those, and you mentioned like the Hughley Park.
Yes.
But and that I think there's the Hughley Park and some other parks in the districts. And no, of those 92 projects, those parks, I know you're cleaning up for Easter, but those parks are getting upgrades.
They're all like, what's the one Bishop on East Broad called?
Adams,
Adams Park.
Adams Park.
So, we're doing a drainage project there that's needed. We're also doing a track around that park, and we're upgrading that playground. We're looking at the new pavilion and stuff like that. Yes, but when we took office, I did an inventory on everything for the first 6 months. I'm still in the military, and I took a military approach, and we took an inventory. We got over 60 something parks in Gadsden. That's ridiculous.
Mm.
A lot of them are just little bitty parks with a pavilion, and the grass was knee high, and nobody uses them. So we're trying to sell that land, and we're trying to narrow it down to council district parks and take care of the parks that need attention that are in the central area of that area. And that's what we've been doing. And so we're trying to shrink our parks, but make our parks that we keep a lot better.
Let me ask just one more thing, and I want you to kind of expound on this because you talk about it a lot and we know with the Myth Group coming, what it's has already done and what's to come, for it's like a major boost in economics and all here. But when you think about the 90 something projects that are actually ongoing right now to some degree at some stage or whatever, when you think about the Mint Group, and I've heard you talk about this, if you would, because a lot of times people are like, what's going on in my district? And you've kind of hit on that a little bit, but will you kind of expound just from your words and your feeling about the quality of life that
Yeah.
these different projects, the Mint Group and these other things that are going to go on? Because I know some things we don't even have time to go into, like the harbor, the
Coosa Harbor.
Coosa
Yeah.
Harbor and all of that. But from just your opinion and your words, the things that you've talked about when it comes to quality of life.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Bishop, is, John Moore said if we just did Coosa Harbor, we ain't got to worry about nothing. We get reelected. Well, we doing 90 something other projects, and Coosa Harbor's back there behind Arby's on Rainbow Drive. The same thing's up in Gunnersville called City Harbor, I think it's called. The Big Mike Steakhouse, the outdoor amphitheater, all that kind of stuff. That's just one thing we're doing. So, when we came in office, the quality of life issues were kind of hadn't been paid attention to because of all the attention with the rendering plant. So paving was one thing that got left out. Paving not just main roads but neighborhood roads. So Heath and I looked at the economics of starting our own paving company. That was a crazy idea, but we bid like 15, 20 streets in neighborhoods. And it came out to be like $5 million, and I said, man, what's it cost to buy the equipment and have our own labor? Well, we did all that for $3.5 million, thanks to the council. And we're paving streets now, left and right, in neighborhoods. We're letting a contract I think it's next week or 2 weeks. You may know more than this on me, Bishop, because you're at council all the time. But on Hoke Street, finishing Hoke Street, fixing that intersection, Payton Road, Riverside Drive, Forest Avenue. And we're hoping that bid, we've got some preliminary questions, but we think that bid's going to come in around $2.5, $3 million. Now we're going to contract that out, keep our paving crew in the neighborhoods, and that's quality of life issues. And we're trying our best to clean up Gadsden. That's one thing I've been emphatic about. I brought a company in that I was tight with when I was in the legislature to come look at Gadsden. They came in and looked, and the guy looked at me, and he was from another country. He said, "You have a litter problem." And boy, that hurt me. That pained me, because I thought, man, I guess I've just been blind-eyed to it because I grew up in Gadsden and see it every day. So I made a point, we're going to clean up Gadsden. We did something controversial. We quit picking up stuff on the side of the road other than rubbish, limbs and et cetera. And a lot of people got upset about that. But 50% of houses in Gadsden are rentals. So these people from outside of Gadsden owns these homes, and they just do a clean out, what we call it. They throw out refrigerators, mattresses, and everything that's filling up our landfill and everything. So we cut that out. And that was controversial, and I get it. But we're trying to work with the people that are Gadsden residents and help them by having dumpster days and bring it to us. If you can't bring it to us, we got exceptions. We'll try to come to you. We'll pick it up. But quality of life issues for the Gadsden residents is important. And that's something we've taken a lot of pride in.
Awesome. Tamara, you have anything?
No, I don't have any questions, but just hats off, Mayor, to you and your council for the good things that y'all having in Gadsden. So hopefully I'll be able to have Aniston Mayor on, and she can talk about the good things.
I think the world of your mayor. I've met her once, and she's a good lady, and she'll be a good mayor for them. And so I'm at Fort McClellan. I was the commander at Fort McClellan of the Fort McClellan Training Center, and I just relinquished my command, and now I'm a logistics officer at the fort. And I love Aniston. I love the fort. The mayor we're very active in your chamber, and y'all do a great job, and we appreciate you.
Okay, well, good.
All right, we give a shout out to Calhoun County. Shout out to Aniston, Alabama, y'all. Shout out to Aniston, Alabama. Listen, I know you may not be able to speak much on this. A while back, there was an issue that has nothing to do with the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually owned by a company where we had some citizens that was complaining about their dwelling where they live on 4th Street. I think that's Coosa something. I know that right now that they call themselves trying to sue the city. But I heard your statement about, you welcome that because you want the citizens to get what they deserve.
Amen.
I believe that if you had something to say to those individuals that are in that shape, they may think it is the responsibility of the mayor and the council to get them out of the situation. Can you share anything concerning that, or what
Absolutely.
is taking place?
Yeah. So what happened? It was a housing authority. It's federal housing authority, And the same company owns a lot of other facilities throughout Gadsden and throughout Alabama and the Southeast. It was despicable the way these people were leaving. They were living. They were heating their house with their stove. They didn't have plumbing. Some of them. It was just. I didn't know it was that bad. So we can't inspect those. Supposed to. It's supposed to be done by federal housing. Well, when I was made aware of it, I just threw the book out the window. I'll just be honest with you. I don't care. I sent our people in there, and we found a blurb in the law that we could go in and help these people, and we did, and we created havoc on the owners, and that was my intention. They didn't like it. They said I was illegal. They sued me personally. Fine with me. Then they sued the city of Gadsden. Fine with me. We went to court. We showed the pictures of the way they were doing what they were doing. The judge told us we didn't have right to do it. However, he was mad at the way they did it, and he made them go in and fix everything they were supposed to do. So the end result was it worked out.
Good.
Now they're still fixing things. I wish, I'll be honest with you, Pastor Steve, I wish they'd get the heck out of our city and sell that place to somebody that's interested in it. I've had 3 people locally that want to buy it and put money into it. If we're sitting here right now listening to this, we're probably pretty good because we got a cell phone. A lot of people out there don't have a cell phone. A lot of people out there don't have what we have. And it's our job to take care of those people. This company is, I'll just say it, they're sorry. But we're going to hold them accountable, and we held them accountable. If they won't sue me, they can sue me again. Don't bother me.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that you was able to just share what you could share concerning. Share what you could share concerning that situation for those that may not know that, the work or the action or the things that you tried to do to make their situation right. I think it was good that you was able to share that much about it.
Well, yeah.
So you saying that are we expecting a big Mike's to come to town?
We're getting a big Mike's now.
Okay.
Now it's good. Big Mike's, Levi's, all sorts of stuff. We're on the cusp of getting a lot of commercial development. There's a guy that has a crush on Bishop named John Moore, but he.
Yeah.
That guy can he can hustle some retail development now, and he has brought in. We got a Chick-fil-A coming out by the airport. We're looking at some Golden Corral possibly, and then there's a whole bunch more that I can't talk about because they make us sign these non-disclosures. But my wife wanted to know. I said, well, if you wanted to shop anywhere, where would it be? Well, she named off the best place, and I said, well, then you're on the right track, but I can't tell you. So there's some good things coming. If we just hit a lick at a stick at 50% of what we're doing, man, we're gonna be good. By announcing Mint, brought in a whole lot more commercial development in some restaurants.
Wow.
Awesome. We and you still have something going on in the Goodyear building, right?
Oh yeah. So Tachyon, that's a good question, Z. That's not exactly what we want in there. It's only about 30 to 50 jobs. However, the building didn't have a sprinkler system. Goodyear was grandfathered in, so they didn't have to put a sprinkler system in. Well, by bringing this company in, we worked with them to locate there because by coming in there, based on the tariffs, they bought all the solar panels throughout the country, moved them into Gadsden plant. They're shipping them all out west. They're only there for 3 or 4 years, but what they had to do in the process was update that plant. And they had to put a sprinkler system in. They put probably $2-3 million in the plant, just updating it. So when they move out, now we got a facility that's upgraded, up to code, everything else that's needed. And we already got somebody on the hook interested in coming in there now. So actually Phoenix is in the process of selling that plant to somebody that may be interested in locating that plant in a couple of years. So, somebody asked me the other day, where are we going to find all these workers? Well, that ain't my problem. My job is to get people here. And when we get them here,
that's right.
We'll train them and we'll get them there. So, and that'll bring people in. And then also the Gadsden State Community College having that, Bishop can help me with this word, advanced manufacturing, whatever they call that building. That is the key to being able to help us recruit industry. The guy from Taiwan went in there, and you can imagine what technology is like over there. He said, "I'm jealous we don't have this in Taiwan." And he said, and that was the deciding straw that put us over the top to get that plant there.
Right. So have you been able to visit the Challenger Center?
I have. I sure have.
Man,
Yeah.
we went on a field trip there on
Yes.
Tuesday. We had a work session, and we rode one of our new buses, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Rita Smith drove it for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we went down to that thing, and it's not all the way put together, but I believe it's going to advance our students.
It sure will.
And so when you start talking about these jobs, I think
Hmm.
they'll be ready come once the jobs are there. I think they'll be ready. They'll come out with a
Absolutely.
career.
Rainbow City and Jacksonville State and all them did a good job. They were looking at putting it in Gadsden along Broad Street and Locust and in that area. It just didn't fit. So I'm glad they went to where they are, and I'm super excited for that area. It's not only going to just educate the kids in Etowah County and Gadsden and Tal. It's going to affect. I think it's going to be a 5-county region, if not bigger.
Right, right,
And and a lot of people have asked me, are we going to give money to it? Well, what I do, or the council does, we give money every year to the school system for
hmm
them to choose how they want to use it. We give them $450 to $475,000 a year, and then we also pay $1.2 million on a bond for the high school. The city does. So that's up to the school board and to the school superintendent, and I think they're going to choose to rearrange some of their funds. How they do that, I don't know, but they can change however they want to spend their money. They can. So we
right,
fully support it. I think it's a fantastic place.
right. And I appreciate every year you come to the when we gather all of our staff and instructors
Oh yeah, I
before
do that
school
every year.
start,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you always come presenting
yeah,
a check to the school system,
yeah,
and we definitely appreciate. So we know you're very much supportive
yeah.
of the school system, and that's major. Being city officials, being the mayor, being the council people, that you support the school system, because I've always heard as the school system
That's right.
goes, so does the city.
And
So
vice versa. Yeah,
vice versa, right? So
yeah,
we definitely excited about that.
yeah.
So how much have we progressed since day one to this very day today?
Holy smokes. Man, we started with a budget of about 60 million when we took office. We've increased revenue to 85 million in 3.5 years, which I think that's phenomenal.
Mm,
We got written up by some magazines saying how great whatever we've done. I don't know what we've done. It's been a team effort. It's been the good Lord's watching over us, but those are real numbers. Those are audited numbers. Our budget's 85 million now. Next year, I'm already looking at the budget now with our finance director before I present it to the council. We're going up to 87 million. We started with 80 firemen. We're up to 102 firemen now. We started with 70 police officers. We're up to 91 police officers.
mm,
The newest police vehicle we had when we took office was about 5 years old. They're in a police vehicle now that's older than 5 years old, I'd say. So we bought 50 new vehicles. One thing I did, so I used to get lobbied all the time in Montgomery by lobbyists. And I said, we got to go lobby those elected officials in D.C. and Montgomery. And people said, man, you've flown to D.C. 3 times. Well, it ain't something we want to do. It's like a sprint when you get off the plane, and it's a sprint back to get back home. We've received over $30 million in grants from our Senator,
mm.
Katie Britt, Senator Tommy Tovell, and our Congressman Robert Adderhope before we lost him, and then Mike Rogers. Mike Rogers just gave us $6.5 million to build a new fire station. I mean, that's money we would never do because we didn't have it. And we're combining the fire station in North Gadsden and the central station, building a brand new one on the river that's going to be state of the art. So that's something right there. We're relocating Highway 411. Instead of going along the river, we're going to go up to the left of Riverview and come back down by the police station. We got a $30 million hotel going to locate where the police station is currently. We're moving City Hall to Regions Bank, and we got a development coming in City Hall right now that's going to be about 20 million. I mean, it's just wham bam, all the time. But the Sears building, that thing sat vacant for 20 years. I sold it for $50,000 as long as the guy could develop so many condos within 2 years. He's opening this spring, because we
Wow.
needed housing. So, I mean, I could go on and on and on, but there's just so much going on that sometimes we forget what's going on, because I forgot about that project.
So Now you said the Sears building. Is that the old DHR building?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I saw some work going on up there,
Yeah.
and I was wondering what was taking place. So they're building condos in there?
Condos in there, and he's going to rent them for 800, 900 a month, and you can purchase them too. It's Caleb Campbell.
Wow.
We're so
Wow.
fortunate to have him in Gadsden, but
Wow.
that guy's doing great. And so we're working with him and some other developers on taking the current city hall now and turning it into high-rise condos. Those would be purchased around 250 to 400 because we don't want to compete with the hotel that's going next to us as far as an Airbnb,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
But the hotel is going to be state of the art. It's 4 stories high with a rooftop bar. It's got a brand to it. Well, I can't say I'm under an NDA, but it's a Hyatt or Hilton, one of the two. And it's going to be one of those nice ones, 4-star. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
so that helps. Mint wanted that. So that was one thing that helped us.
Well, Gadsden is going to look totally different in the next couple of years.
Man, it's put your skates on because we're going fast. But once again, Z and Tamra and Bishop, we couldn't do this without people like Bishop and the council. Bishop, I'll say this: Bishop does her area a phenomenal job, and I mean that. We don't always agree. Bishop will tell you that, but she does a darn good, and she takes it serious, and she cares. Steve Smith does the same thing. Even Jason Wilson, old goofy as Jason Wilson, wearing them hats all the time. He loves his area, but we get along, and that's the key.
Yeah.
And we don't always get along, but for the most part, 90% of the time we do. And when we don't, we agree to disagree.
Listen, I understand working with a board and not always getting along.
That's right.
Believe
Yeah,
me.
I know you do. Yeah.
I told Mr. Haney, I said, me and Mr. Haney get along just fine, but we
Yeah.
never know which one of us is going to wear the villain suit for the meeting.
That's right. Amen to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see Miss Rita, school board member. She's on. Rita Smith, and I see Pastor Steve is on as well. That is city council person.
That's right.
Hello to Yolanda Daniels. Glad to have all of you all. But we're grateful. Everything don't always go the way we want them to go. Everybody's not happy, and then in some cases you're not going to make anybody happy. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, and it's okay. Yeah.
But I like to see progress. I know what the city. I always said that Gadsden was a ghost town. It was just for people that want to retire to come here because we didn't have it. Everything was going away. I made mention one time. I said, now if they can build a big swimming beach up in Blunt's County.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We got all this water. We got all this stuff going on. What are we doing here? And so it's good to know. I was in the car with someone the other day, and they said, well, it look like they tearing everything down. I said, well, they tearing there because we was passing by the Coliseum, and then I think we passed by that old gas station next.
Yeah. Thank God we tore it down. Yeah.
And I said, well, in order to get new stuff, sometimes you have to tear some stuff down.
That's right.
I said, do you know what's going up in these areas? Yeah. I said, sometimes we are not informed.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person, before I start bashing or talking negative about something, give me the information.
Amen.
Let me ask the questions. And once I ask the questions, get the answers that I'm looking for, then I'll form my own opinion.
Yeah.
And I think we'd be better off if we just sit down and have the conversation. And that's what I've been trying to get Bishop to get in touch with you, to get you to come on, because I see the great things that are going on in the city. I tell people all the time, regardless of who you wanted in the position, I even told Mr. Blackwell, I wasn't against Mr. Blackwell, but now that he's in the seat, I told him, I said, I'm going to do everything I can to make you be successful, because going against you is going against the system, and I love the system. Yeah. So you do everything you can while you're in the position, and I really do appreciate the council people. I know the people that you have working with you. You have some good people. I'm a little biased toward a few of them
Yeah.
because I love them like that. But you have some good people you're working with, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Press on. That's all
I
I can
thank
do. Press on.
thank you, Pastor Z, and y'all keep praying for Gadsden and for our council. That's all I ask.
All right. Anything else you want to share with us before you go?
No, I just praise the Lord and make sure Steve.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. He'll bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate his phone probably ringing, but we'll really appreciate him coming on, taking out of his busy schedule. Because I think he just got back from DC. I think we lost him. He just got back from DC with a mayor's conference. I think that's what you were saying. The reason why you couldn't get, because they was off at a conference. So
Right.
so just a little time that we was able to get with him was well appreciated. Just the time that we had. Y'all go ahead and show some love. I know he may not be on.
He's on. I'm just gonna let him say. You want to just say bye? You or what you want to? Did you where you finished? Here, let me put you on speaker.
Hey, Pastor Z, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I lost you, but I want to tell you I love y'all and thank y'all for having me on your show. Look forward to coming back.
We love you too, and thank you for taking time out to come and spend a little time with us.
Yes, sir. Take care, y'all.
You too. Y'all show the mayor of Gadsden, Alabama, some love. First time of many times he's going to be going. We try to bring people that are in position to come on and explain and share the things that are going on when things are going on. So we definitely appreciative of that. Thank you, Tanya Lynn, for what you do for our city as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, it take the council people to get these things done. So we really appreciate it. Good news, man. Good news. I'm talking about traffic. You're gonna have traffic coming through Gadsden. I don't mind it standing still like Atlanta.
Well,
it's gonna
and you
be
know, even with that, there are plans actually for like you got certain areas that are being what's the word, that are being looked at now to kind of combat the congestion in certain areas. I haven't made a decision as to what I'm going to do next term, but I will say this: there are, and not just from the seat of where I am, there are some great things taking place. There are some great things taking place, and if you've grown up here and you saw it going to and was a retirement city, then you see the things now that are happening in the city, and it's a complete 180-degree turn, even with some upgrades that are happening to the amphitheater. And I think In Vogue will be here.
I heard that they was coming.
Right. So there's a concert series, and I'll get that information so that I'll get that information so that we can kind of let people know what that summer series is what I
Okay.
was trying to
Let
say.
me ask you this, and I don't know if you can speak on this. I think the movie theater that was there in Canterbury Station might not be in Canterbury
Oh,
Station.
that the one that was torn down.
Torn down. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is there any plans for anything to go there, or is just
I'm not aware of anything because whoever owned it, he tore
okay. I didn't.
he wasn't it was he tore
It
it
was
down. Yeah,
privately owned. Okay.
someone owned
Okay.
it. Yeah, he tore it down.
Okay. And so yeah.
And I know that since we were talking about city stuff, I'm planning a meeting for those who have an interest with Hillside Circle, because Hillside Circle, there are concerns about Hillside Circle. Some people with just where it is and the things that are going on with that. So hopefully we'll in the next couple of weeks have the people there to let you know what is going on with it. Here is my thing when I talk about Hillside Circle. If you've lived in that area, we've dealt with Hillside Circle now for 20 plus years, and it has progressively gotten worse. And I think a lot of times, if you when you put something in a district or in a city, because all of these things that are going on, let's say it's 2025, 2026 now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we'll be even more proud to say that I'm from the city of Gadsden. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like putting things in areas so that people, so because when you do that, you also, it should help us feel better about ourselves. And I think that a lot of times, just that we've got to come away from asking and demanding for crumbs and realize that we can we can have a whole cookie. We don't have to have just a portion, and take advantage of making sure that our neighborhoods and our communities look up to par. So I know there have been a lot of concerns and calls and questions. So we are just got to make sure that we've been trying to do some scheduling to make sure that we have the right people there to inform us, to give the information that's needed. But I will say it is a lot going on, and I am thankful to, regardless of what happens in the future, I'm grateful that I've had an opportunity. And you're right, you don't please everybody 100% of the time. Some people, you made a good statement, and I paused to hear it, because sometimes you'll never please some people. There's some people that you could lay $1 million on their front porch, and before they take the $1 million and make good of it, they're gonna gripe and complain. Well, why you put it right there? Why you didn't put it over here? Why you
Well,
didn't?
well, Bishop, you pastored before.
Yeah, yeah,
Pastoring have showed me a lot. I don't care what you do for some folk. If they don't care for you, they just don't care for you. So you don't focus on that. You just do the best you can, and hope though there's somebody that recognize it, whether they appreciate it now or even later. It's going to be talked about.
right,
Uh, uh, you know,
right.
and then sometimes you have to let folks have what they want, and they discover what they wanted wasn't worth it.
But
So
I am grateful to have had to have the opportunity from District 1 to represent District 1. And so we're just excited about those things that are going on. Now one thing that he didn't mention is like the Gadsden State Coliseum complex. um all of that complex back there, those soccer fields, baseball fields, and then that park that's back there too, to accommodate our children who have special needs and special circumstances. So
no, that's
it's
awesome.
it's 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 the having everybody in mind, and I think that's the quality of life that I think we are experiencing, and as we continue to work, that we will experience. So
I have a special place in my heart for those special needs, or kids that are challenged. Matter of fact, I have a T-shirt on up under here that says "Broken crayons still color."
yeah,
So and that's for special needs, and I have a autism T-shirt, and I kind of focus on mental illness, mental health matters. So um, things that matter, we really need to give attention to. We want to say hello to Dana J. Have quite a few people that join us along the way. Miss Mary Smitherman, hello to you. Tamithia Ragland, hello. We said hello to Councilman Smith. Yolanda Daniels, how you doing on tonight? We said hello to Miss Rita Smith. Let's see who else we have
Hey, Miss
joined us
Tracy.
on. Miss Nancy Stewart. She's
Yes.
joining us as well. She's a board member. Miss G Tall, thank you for correcting me. There's an Agricola shopping center is where that is at. And I think Tracy Maddox
Cordell
Cordell.
in
Yeah,
the revenue, not revenue, zoning and all.
I went to school with her.
Yeah.
She's a gas and
Love
high
you
tiger.
too. She's a what?
Gas and high tiger.
We were talking about
Gas and high tiger.
talking about Gadsden High. I was somewhere the other day and they started talking about Gadsden High. Where was I at?
Best place. I mean, I know y'all wish you could have.
No, I really was
You wasn't
somewhere.
zoned for that.
No, I know where it was. I had jury duty. And the judge was giving us our instructions and all of that. And he mentioned that he was a Gadsden, he was a tiger.
Yeah.
I just, because
Great people came from Gas and High. Miss Jan Rogers Turley. She said, "Love me some." Did I say that name right?
Tough. He gonna talk over me because I needed to get out of jury duty. I just pled the fifth.
Did they let you go?
I pleaded the fifth. I didn't say nothing. Yes, Gadsden High.
Yeah. So what do we have, Miss Tom Tom? We have about 10 minutes.
What was that?
That might have been me.
Okay. Well, the tea that I have, Candy Burris and Todd Tucker have come to a divorce agreement or settlement. Y'all know Miss Candy Burris?
I really didn't want them to get a divorce.
Well, what her name was? What her mother name was?
I don't know.
She did. Well, anyway. But yeah, so they actually came to an agreement, which was good. They will have joint custody of their two children, Ace and Blaze. You know, they had a restaurant named after Blaze or Blaze. So neither party will receive any child support or anything like that. But it said that she would keep the passports for the children. I was like, what?
That must be you over there.
You must be you, Tim.
It's not me. That's on.
Go ahead.
But anyway, so yeah, but so court documents say that Candy is agreed to pay Todd a lump sum of $426,000, and they agreed to sell a food truck that they had together. So I didn't know they had a food truck, but yeah.
Was that for alimony? How old are the children?
10 and 6, but neither one. They're not gonna have no child support or anything. It just said that court document.
$400 and something $1,000.
It's a lump sum and agreed to sell a food truck that they own together.
Yeah, and one of them, I think they have a restaurant too.
It was Black. I think it was called Blaze.
Okay.
Somebody said Mama Joyce.
Mama Joyce, that's her name. Yeah. Because I think she had the restaurant Old Lady Gang. Yeah, so I don't know if Todd had anything to do with that, but yeah, so Mama Joyce is her mother. And so if you watch the Housewives of Atlanta, when they were engaged, she had a lot to say about Todd being an opportunist and things like that. So yeah. So do any of you all follow the White House social media? Like they have an Instagram page and Twitter. Did y'all?
You talking about Donald Trump platform?
The White House.
That's the name of it, the White House?
Yeah, it's the White House social media. Yeah. So apparently on last night there was some weird things going on. They're trying to say they could have been hacked. I don't know. But so there were two videos that popped up. One was mysteriously taken down, but the first clip They said it was up. Why y'all laughing? That's tea. Listen. Oh, look. One video was uploaded at 9:15 p.m. and it showed someone's feet, but it was being filmed like from a phone, and they could hear a female voice saying in the background, "Is it luncheon soon?"
I can't with you, Dre. Dre, I can't.
Yeah.
Dre, Dre, you got some issues. Dre, you have some issues. Dre, you got some issues. Dre, you got some issues.
Did you hear what she just said?
Well, that's what happened. Y'all better,
you saw some feet.
yeah.
Okay, walk me back through this again.
Ain't nothing going. She said she saw.
Come on, walk me back through this again.
Okay, so there were two videos, right? Videos. One was mysteriously taken down, but there was one clip that was
I bet it was taken down. Go ahead.
At 9:15 p.m.
9:15 p.m.
It showed someone's feet being filmed.
Someone's feet being filmed
by a phone.
By a phone.
A female voice in the background.
Female voice
saying,
Bishop T, you hear this?
Is it launching soon? After 4 seconds, the video cuts off. And it was later.
Yeah, I understand, Tom.
Yeah. My goodness. Woo.
So what you're saying is that something could have been hacked. Is that just what you're saying?
Right, exactly. So somebody
could have uploaded a video that they done.
This was on the White House social media, Twitter and Instagram.
There's some things that go on in the White House, you know that, right?
Well,
ask Bill Clinton.
Leave it.
You said there was a video of somebody's feet and a female voice you later on said, is it launching soon?
Yeah.
4 seconds later, it go off.
Goes off. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. What's your thoughts? Was they?
You don't want to know my thoughts. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
So,
what's your thoughts, Bishop?
Well, I'm just concerned where those feet were going.
The feet?
Yeah.
He said that it was a video of some feet.
Somebody's feet. Yeah.
Did it have shoes on?
It just said feet. So undoubtedly, I don't know.
Now, where did you say you got?
What you think? What you get from that video?
She told you she think they got hacked.
Yeah, I mean, who?
Okay, so what do you think that they're talking about though? Even if it's hacked, it's context to something. Are they talking about the rocket? Somebody, some.
Maybe so. I mean, is it launching? Is it launching soon? Yeah. So I mean, so
get back here, Tanya.
So the International Olympic Committee has banned transgender women from female sports.
Should
you agree with that?
199%.
So
it should not be trans. No, if you're a male, you need to, whether you identify as one, but if you're gonna compete, you need to. I saw where this man beat the crap out of this woman in boxing. Y'all laughing, man. You know she stood no chance, and I'm talking about happy about it too.
I thought that when they changed, they changed. I mean, I thought that some of they lose. I thought
You
that.
thought what?
Okay, so like you saying the trans man, which means it was a man that became a woman. So they don't lose some of their strength and power.
You think a man, just because he had a surgery, done lost his muscles
See,
too?
I didn't know if maybe, they took some, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, so it came down actually today. The International Olympic Committee president stated that the decision was guided by scientific research and medical experts. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but why would the lady get in there? I don't know.
Miss Tom Tom, you had
imagine Dwight Howard.
Why you say Dwight Howard?
Cause
who is that?
He into some strange stuff. Dwight Howard. Just imagine Dwight Howard. They call him Superman. Decide he want to have a sex change. You gonna box him? This man got shoulders wider than the columns on the White House.
Whew, that's wide. So, well,
Candy said they still strong, Tanya.
Dre, you know what? Dre.
That's what Candy said.
She said
Dre, you crazy.
But yeah,
Dwight Howard.
He's the
best. You looked up Dwight Howard.
He the basketball player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a basketball player.
Yeah. And
you say imagine him doing what now?
That like the dribble.
That like the dribble.
Mm-hmm. You know that Joker got caught with some stuff.
What, cocaine?
No.
I talked about him.
No, that ain't what I'm. How your head up on the pillow or something?
Man,
you didn't know that he was
gay?
Yeah, he was dipping and dabbing. You ain't know that was the word on him.
I thought that
the guy sued him.
Y'all doing some.
Do you not know that he got sued?
That was not true, I don't think.
He met a guy online. The guy went there. When he got there, there was a cross-dresser there.
Oh.
And he didn't know that the cross-dresser was going to be there. I'm telling you, y'all, man, that happened some years ago, a couple of years ago.
Well, Tanya Lynn, I talked about him a couple of weeks ago on Real Talk because
I may have been absent.
Yeah, and so he and his wife had a vacation or whatever, but she's saying that he's on drugs now, and she
Did she had a bag of stuff in her hand?
Mm-hmm, a bag. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you sided with Dwight?
No, I ain't side with nobody.
You did that day.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
The tea. That's all.
You said she need to leave him alone. I think that was, or she lying on him or something.
No, I didn't.
I'm about to pull up last week's show.
Last week's show.
A week before last.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got?
The last thing I have is that I ran across an article where Jay-Z, I guess GQ magazine did an interview with him, and he talked about, with all of the false criminal accusations took away from Blue Eye premiere with the Lion King, but he was just saying that they stood in solidarity together as a family, But he's, I guess, really uh feel bad about, the accusations and things that are being said about him, and how Blue Ivy has really encouraged him, and that she supports her father. Um, she, I think he said she supported him one day by going to school wearing one of his shirts that says Jay-Z on the back. But all in all, like, I don't think he's really, like, everybody's been waiting on him to come out and speak about all this stuff with Puffy and all of that. But he is really been having a hard time, excuse me, having a hard time with the allegations and things that are going around. And of course, Blue Ivy, she's of age, so she understands. But uh yeah, so he's just been kind of feeling the family's not too well about it. So
So what's going on in Birmingham with the waterworks? They laid off or they fired quite a bit of people there.
yeah, they had different like phases or whatever. So then they I think it happened like what, right after the Super Bowl, where some of the workers went to work and they was drug screened, and some
Super Bowl. This just happened the other day.
no, that was the first thing that happened that they did. And so some of those workers, because they felt like they was being targeted because it was like right after the Super Bowl or whatever. So that was the first thing that happened. And then so they recently fired 138 workers.
Mm-hmm.
I actually know one of the workers.
Did you interview?
No, I didn't interview him, but I talked to his wife.
Did you get some information?
Yeah, I mean, they were let go.
That's what tea is. Get the gossip. Find out what happened.
Well, they were let go. 138 workers lost their jobs. Some of those guys had been with Birmingham Waterworks 20 years, 30 years. Yeah. But
What is the mayor saying about it?
now I haven't read anything about the mayor, but the person that I talked to is not a big Randall Woodfin fan, because a lot of things, I guess, when he took office, that some city employees that had been there a long time was kind of forced out, and new people coming in. But
And he probably can't. He probably has no authority over that anyway, though.
some people in Birmingham seem to think so.
Well, it doesn't mean just because it happened in the city, it doesn't mean that he. When you start dealing with companies and private owned things, that's out of your control. And then, are we still in a state where they can fire you with no cause?
State of Alabama.
Alabama is an at-will state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's, I mean,
And if you're not unionized, you really don't.
right. But I did run across Pastor Mike McClure Jr. He was doing some things for some of those workers that got fired from their job.
I heard that Roland Martin was here at his church a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so seems like that, they pulling together for them. Hopefully they can find some jobs for the younger ones, but yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate the little tea you got. I just thought it was, I'm still concerned about the luncheon thing.
I'm not through.
I thought you said you was done. What you got?
Anybody flying soon?
Bishop had already been somewhere, I think.
Well, I'm since stuff going on. I would.
She just got through flying. Talk to her about that. Ask her how it went.
Who, Tanya?
She just got to. She just went somewhere and came back.
2 or 3
Oh,
weeks.
you went somewhere too? Where you go?
Houston. I went.
That's where y'all was. You was at Thursday, last Thursday.
Y'all crazy.
I was here.
Oh,
I didn't fly out to Thursday.
so how was that? What did you fly out of?
Atlanta.
What time did you get there? How many
So
hours before your
But you
flight?
when did you fly?
we flew out last Friday.
Last Friday. And last week, the last couple of weeks, well, last Friday and before is nothing compared to what's going on now.
Right. Well, on Friday, we actually waited 2 hours and like 37 minutes in the TSA line. It was long. And
Did you
then
see ICE?
no, ICE didn't come in until Monday. We flew
But
back on.
you just flew this pack tomorrow or be a week ago. Yeah,
Right.
it started picking up. Yeah, because when did I get back? Wednesday? By the weekend, it was full blown.
Yeah.
You could see it was ramping up.
We flying back into Atlanta and Houston, we waited 3 hours. The line was wrapped around outside of the airport
In Houston,
in Houston, in George Washington. Yeah.
did you all see? I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna tell you something that I heard that I saw the last couple of days, and it gives you kind of an eerie feeling when you on these planes, because you in the last year we've seen a couple of planes where they were either taking off or they were landing or they were on the runway and there was a crash.
Yeah, it just
So
happened.
in the last couple days, because I just think about me sometime how you think your prayer is when you hit that ground. I'm always like, thank you, Jesus, coming out of airplane, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
And I'm like, thank you, God. You know, we made it. And most of the time I'm texting my mama saying, just landed, whatever. That plane was landed and going to the gate, and that truck
Pulled out in front of it.
oh my goodness, and you could hear them saying, telling the truck to stop or whatever. And those, I don't know, I know the pilots were killed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many, if any.
The people on the truck survived.
Yeah, but I
They
mean,
jumped off or something.
They what?
They jumped off or something, but they survived.
Yeah, so I mean, I just was thanking God because I was like, Lord.
And I mean, if you don't have to fly anywhere, I wouldn't suggest it to after this stuff is over.
Well, what you got to realize too, you got TSA, but then you in a war with Iran,
right?
That's
and it you know, and I'm hearing things where they talking about retaliating.
Oh yeah,
on the level of 911. So I mean, and I know when I went to DC week before last, I was just like, and I didn't say anything to my mama, but I was like leaving keys with my cousin, and I was saying my prayers all at the same time. But it's one of those things that when it's your time to go, and I don't know if Bishop Smith is on here, but we were kind of talking about it as it was coming up, because it's just a lot going on right
so I know what you think of me now. If you leaving keys with cousins, why you didn't tell me where the stash at? Just in case. I'm just saying. Cuz, you know what I'm saying? I see where we at. Okay, all right.
What stash are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
You understand what I'm saying, Tom Tom?
I do. Yeah.
We've been on here an hour and a half.
Yeah, we finna go. We were waiting for Tomer to finish her tea.
Yeah. Well, I gave y'all some tea. So check the White House social media accounts.
So we can look at feet. I almost said so. Anyway, y'all want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Until next week, hopefully we'll get the mayor from Anniston on. So if y'all see the mayor, tell we're trying to get on Real Talk.
I got my
own realist.
Look, you had Tanya to help you. I ain't on the city council.
Hold up. I had Tanya to help me get the mayor. I supposed to have you to help me get your mayor.
Oh, and I will.
Oh,
And I will.
that's all I'm saying. I'm trying to see what kind of pool you got.
Hey, don't worry about it. I got it.
Tom, don't let Dre get you
I know.
pulled up into a whole lot of rigmarole.
I know. Look, it's gonna happen. So don't
Hey,
even.
I got something for both of y'all.
Don't you hit that button.